What's up, everyone? I'm here to give you a quick summary of the first Austin Powers. Austin Powers' mission is to keep a computer drive that has a list of British agents from being used against them. So he chases the man who has it, and they have up on top of the train. Some other agent that comes to assist him has them in her crosshairs, but she hesitates to take the shot because it might hit Austin.
Are you just reading this from Wikipedia?
No, of course not.
Alright, so clearly that wasn't Austin Powers. What was that supposed to be? What was your creative?
What's it called?
What's up? Oh, that was Skyfall. I think
Yeah,
that's
that was
like
Skyfall?
I think that's
Yeah.
like that's much later than the first Austin Powers. That's like the 8th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't
You know,
even
the
creative,
classic.
Tenzin. Come on.
You gave me like 3 minutes to come up with the joke.
Hey,
And you spent all
alright.
3 minutes making your name and haven't seen Austin Powers.
Hey, that is only like 1.5.
So, as you can probably tell, this is not the Austin Powers podcast. Once again, our
never
crew
mind.
have failed us. Our
That's the
crew have failed
23rd
us.
Austin Powers.
We've been failed once again, and we're just back with another fun discussion episode. I'm joined by Tenzin Smith. What's up, Tenzin?
Not much.
You heard him give that comedic take.
It was really funny.
So
It
comedic.
was really funny. And of course, for the first time ever, the one, the incomparable Run- I was trying to think of a word for like runner or something, but whatever. It's Ben Hartvigsen.
Runner?
I was thinking, what should I call him? Should I call him the Flash? Should I call him Sonic? And then I was like, should I call him Usain Bolt? I'm like, oh, maybe not that one. And but yeah, no, we're here with Ben. What's up, Ben?
Yeah, happy to be here. Been trying to get on for a while and finally things lined up.
Yes.
I came ready to talk about Austin Powers, but apparently we're not doing that.
It's crazy.
I came
it's
completely
crazy.
unprepared to talk about Austin Powers, so I'm glad.
It's crazy because like Ben was like, "Oh, have you guys done the Austin Powers one yet?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen them, but I can watch them in 2 days." And in 2 days, he watched them all in one day and was ready to talk about them. However, we have a group of people who it's been like a month. Anyway, what did you think about them?
9 a.m. Oh, they were better than I remembered, but they're definitely like you can feel kind of weird watching them alone. Like I feel like they're definitely more fun when you're around like friends to laugh at them.
Yeah, baby.
You said that so sensual.
Baby. Yeah, I have a new mic. I actually have a new microphone, if you guys couldn't tell. And
wow.
I'm so excited to talk about movies and film. But no, we're once again postponing the Austin Powers podcast. So this week you can look forward to this discussion podcast with my two friends here and a very special holiday episode, Thanksgiving episode later this week. I really, really hope it turns out okay. I don't want to spoil it, but I think that it has potential. So it's still going to be a fun week, even without Austin Powers.
Wait, was it the movie you were talking about earlier?
No, it's not about a movie specifically. Yeah. So it's going to be good. I don't want to spoil it because I really want to see people's impressions going in. But if any of you have seen Internet Common Etiquette or Nathan For You, I'm hoping it's going to be in the light of that.
Oh, dude, both classics.
So that's the kind of humor I'm going for, at least. So we'll see how it turns out. It's going to take a lot of work to do. But
Ben, can we just hang out and watch some Nathan For You sometime?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I can't.
No, you can too, bro.
Dude, that's my favorite show of all time. Probably.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's fantastic. But I finally got Letterboxd.
Nice. Welcome to
I don't know why I hadn't, because now I can't log any of the actually good movies I've seen. I've logged 3 or 4 of them. 2 of them are Borat, and one of them is Finding Francis from the end of Nathan For You.
Yes. Oh my god, that is a masterful.
Oh, it's great.
I still remember when I watched the first episode.
Yep.
Yeah, I ordered the chocolate, the Euro tart, and the poo.
The poo. Man, that's such a good show. Everyone, please watch it.
Clips on YouTube for forever. And
same. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was what the show was. I thought it was just a YouTube series, and then I was up at New College, and then I watched the actual so much.
Yeah, I know. Back when we had normal cable in I guess maybe 9th grade or 8th grade or something. After watching it on YouTube, I found it on demand, and I binged it. Then else.
That's smart.
Yeah, everyone, please watch it. I think it's on HBO Max now or something. So for show.
Guys, what if we just talk about Nathan for
We could.
I mean,
we could.
There's definitely worse things out, like the pizza episode, the 5-minute delivery. Is that what it was?
I think. I think a lot of people like. There are a lot of people who don't know about the show, but know about dumb Starbucks. I think that's definitely a thing.
True.
Yeah.
Because that went really viral.
Also, there was like one where he literally didn't even do anything to help the guy. I think he just made excuses as to why he didn't want to skydive.
Yeah, oh my god, that is one of the most underrated episodes.
Yeah, that wasn't even a real episode. He didn't do anything. That has to be one of the most underrated episodes. Yeah, and then he paid like a guy $40 to pretend to be his friend.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. He's like, and he always is like the same like intonation as he's narrating. He's like, once I got up there, I realized I actually had something to do. I had to go visit my friend for lunch or something. I don't know. It was so good.
It wasn't even once he got up there. It was literally as they're about to jump. He's like, wait, I just realized I got to meet someone for lunch.
Yeah, and the guy's like, no, go on, jump.
He's like, that's the fastest way down. I mean, yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I love how that doesn't even make sense as an excuse.
And I like that they put that humor not just like through. It's like it's always there, obviously, but like even like at the end of things. Like I don't know if you remember the caricature artist one.
Yeah.
King of Sting.
Oh, the King of Sting.
King of Sting.
Dude, where he drew the Asian guy.
Yeah, and he draws all these
so
people
funny.
like really rude, and at the end he's like, "All right, you did it. I helped you. Now it's time for you to take on me.
Yeah.
I want you to give me all you got. You want King of Sting? Give me King of Sting." Then he does it. It's like also like anti-Semitic and stuff. It's really
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'm sorry." He's like making fun of his grandpa, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just a really sore subject for me." And then he like walks away, and he's like, "I can't believe he left it on such a tasteless note." I don't know. It's so good. Anyway, Nathan, for you.
Wasn't he involved with some of the production of Sacha Baron Cohen, Who Is America, as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I was about to say, and I think there's something else he did.
Yeah, I mean, I think I knew that going in because it was in the beginning of that episode, but the one in Who Is America with the mosque in Arizona, King of
Apparently
Arizona.
he's in The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And no, when I was watching it, that scene was so much funnier to me because it was Nathan. And I didn't know he was in the movie. He just showed up.
I haven't seen it since I watched Nathan for you, so.
He is the executive producer on a new show, actually on HBO, also on HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah.
Highly recommend you watch it or pirate it or something. It's called How To with John Wilson.
Huh.
And it's basically this documentary named John Wilson. He's kind of it's so hard to explain. It's like he's his own character, kind of, and he just goes around New York documenting different things, like how to make a friend and like how to do this, right? And that's the whole premise.
Yeah.
And it always just goes off the rails, like Nathan For You style, with real people, you know? And that's pretty much all I can say. Like, just please watch it.
Is it kind of like on the Ali G show when Borat had like Borat's Guide to America and stuff? And
no, I think it's well, actually, I mean, yeah, kind of.
Because I feel like that one was more focused on like specific things. Like Borat's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the doctor now, and he explains a little bit about. He's like,
that's definitely part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely like the base of it.
But it's more.
But like because he's a documenter and because they let it go for a whole 45 minutes, it just goes to wild places and like I don't even want to spoil it, but it's crazy. Like it takes a turn that you wouldn't even realize in most episodes.
Apparently, on Nathan Fielder's U.S. green card, he's listed as female.
Nice.
According to what source?
Wikipedia. Let me see. Hold on.
Wow.
Okay, here. There's 2 references to it from. Oh, it was on David Letterman. He showed him his green card, and it says he's female on it. And then there's another one.
Well, but could that be part of that episode where he was trying to like screw with late night TV hosts?
I mean,
like
yeah,
the
that's
perfect
funny
story or whatever. That's a really good.
Yeah,
one.
and the premise for that one for people is he's like, I want to. He basically is like, I'm always awkward during TV interviews, and it's like clips of him on like Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon or whatever. It's just like him being awkward because he's like, quote, whether it's character or not, like an awkward guy, and he's like, I know, but there's this. Basically, he says that the true successful visits celebrities have on late night shows are having like a perfect story of like, you know, a set like
Right.
beginning, middle, and end
Right, yeah.
that'll get the audience going, get the host going, you know.
So is that his perfect story?
No, but so basically he's like, I'm gonna craft my own perfect story. But
But he
because
doesn't
he's like,
want it
I'm
to
not
be a
a
lie.
yeah, he's not a liar, so he actually like plays out this story too. It's pretty crazy. Like, yeah, you should watch that one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, that's one of the last ones, I think. One of the
Yeah,
last few
that's
episodes.
definitely in season 4. There's also that the
Yeah, I
really
gotta-
bizarre wire walking one. Just like the
Yeah,
weirdest
Hero,
episode of the show,
yeah.
in my opinion. Where he just like kidnaps a guy and
Yeah.
steals his. It's not even necessarily like a very funny episode. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, definitely. It's basically this guy, and he's like, he finds this guy who's basically a quote unquote loser. Like he's like 35 years old. He lives at home, plays video games, whatever, you know, whatever you want to say about that. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna change your life, right? So he basically creates a 3D mold of this guy's face, assumes his identity, moves the guy to like a remote location so no one knows that there's two of them, assumes this guy's life, learns how to wire walk in real life for like a year to do this, by the way, and decides to pull off this publicity stunt as this guy, where he says he's gonna wire walk between some buildings in LA as like a charity thing. And when he does it, and then the plan is that after he does the wire walk, he's gonna switch with that guy in the tent, so that guy now gets to reap the rewards and be a hero. It's pretty crazy. It's definitely like weird, like what Ben's saying. It's still funny, but also just so strange.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Such a
more of
good
it.
one.
Now that I'm looking at it, I think I've only seen the first two.
Yeah, I think some
Yeah,
of the
you gotta
better
see-
stuff's in the later ones.
Yeah, Finding Francis is.
Finding Francis is great.
Oh my god! I mean, I don't know. Think
But
they
Finding
intended to
Francis
end the show
isn't
like
like-
that, but yeah,
It's a very good ending.
yeah, it works out.
I don't know. I don't find it as funny as most of like the really good episodes, but it's just like so.
I just think it's a
well
good
done.
short film.
Oh
I just
yeah.
think it's a good short film.
Well, it's not even really a short film. It's like
Bro,
90
it says
minutes.
it's 2
isn't it?
hours long.
Oh, is it? I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
it's
Oh
just
my
like
god!
a
like
2 hour
full length.
series finale.
It's one of the most like I think of it as a short film because it's so immersive to me.
It is.
You know, it's so immersive. I don't even want to spoil that. Like, just go watch.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
no
want to
Tower
spoil
Heist, but it's up there.
All right, leave its name out of your mouth. Okay. Tower Heist. Tenzin, have you seen Tower Heist?
No, but I've heard of it extensively.
Okay. Everyone loves. Oh, Tower Heist. Watch Tower Heist. Okay, it's the perfect Thanksgiving Day movie. You got a killer cast. You got Eddie Murphy, Ben Stiller, Matthew Broderick, Alan Alda, and a few other great actors. Great comedy heist movie. With a little bit of a sense of family, theme in there as well.
Oh, well, that's great. That
And
just warms my heart.
directed by Brett Ratner. We don't talk about that part. Just we just scooch past that. And such a great movie. It's about these guys who work at quote unquote the tower. It's supposed to. I think it's meant to reflect Trump Tower, basically, but they call it the tower. And
So very
That's just
politically.
political
at the time.
commentary too.
well, okay. Fun fact: before they made Tower Heist, this one in like 2011, in the late 1990s, it was pitched with an all-black cast: Dave Chappelle, someone else, Will Smith, a bunch of like really popular black actors,
Eddie Murphy's still going
comedians.
to be in
Then,
it.
yeah, Eddie Murphy was still in there,
Okay.
and they pitched it as a bunch of black workers in Trump Tower who robbed Trump in the late 1990s. They pitched this movie.
That sounds pretty funny.
And it didn't work out. Almost everyone dropped from it, and then 10 years or so later, Eddie Murphy is still on board, and they make it the way it is now. I would have really liked to see that other one.
Yeah,
When did it come out?
maybe they could make that now.
Maybe.
Rob the White House.
Yeah, maybe people would be more willing to do that idea.
Honestly, I think that would be great. Yeah.
Instead of robbing it, they're trying to like extract him from the White House.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, the heist is that they have to steal Trump.
Let me see.
It's
if
like
I
the
can
night
get
before
some-
inauguration day. They have to get him out of there.
Yeah. So Chris Rock basically came out and said that Eddie Murphy's original pitch was for a movie about a gang that robs the villainous Donald Trump as kind of a black Ocean's 11, starring Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Chris Tucker. And Trump would be the bad guy. And and then went through development hell and morphed into what it is now. Pretty interesting.
Nabil, have you done an episode on The Room yet?
No,
Would you be interested in it?
I haven't seen it actually. So
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it? Wow.
Talking about Tommy Wiseau, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips, obviously.
Right.
Like, I remember when Disaster Artist came out, I really wanted to see it.
Have you seen Disaster?
No, I really wanted to see it, but it wasn't playing in our area at
Oh,
the
okay.
time because it was like unlimited release. So
Yeah, maybe we
Checking
could do an
The Room or
episode with both
Disaster?
of them.
Yeah.
Would you
yeah,
be
I would
down? I
love
don't
to.
know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, do The Room and Disaster Artist as one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Good luck getting people to watch it.
Good
I
luck
don't know,
getting
man. It's pretty entertaining.
At first, I thought Ben was talking about like good luck getting people to listen to the podcast, and I'm like, oh wait, he means get people in our podcast
get people in the
to watch
podcast
the
to
movie.
watch the movie.
That's something else. So yeah, no, I'd be down. Tenzin, have you seen any good movies recently that you want to talk about?
Apparently not.
It's not.
Yesterday actually, I watched The Day After. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I'm not.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it was a TV movie from 1980, Nuclear War.
Okay.
And it's pretty interesting. Basically, it's like set in a fictional timeline where the USSR and the US have like a bunch of tension going on, and then there's a huge buildup. Like the first half of the movie is just you get bits and pieces of what's going on from like character dialogue and like TV radio broadcasts that you hear and like military people talking to each other, you know, but that's how you get the exposition. And then like it shows all these people going about their lives and stuff and what they're up to, and then the bombs hit, and then like it shows the aftermath. So like the first half is what happens before and the second half is what happens after. And the attack happens about right in the middle. And it's pretty brutal actually. Like for a 1983 TV, it's pretty impactful. And apparently it had a pretty big impact on leaders around the world too. Like President Reagan said that it really like affected him when he saw it.
Damn.
And I was
Maybe
actually
we should get him on
watching
the podcast. Sorry.
Yeah. You get the Ouija board out.
I mean, they brought him back for Call of Duty, so
Yeah,
can't be
true.
that hard for us, right?
True. Yeah, but I was watching it for an essay. I had to actually. But I found the movie really interesting. It's actually the full thing's on YouTube.
Oh,
It's just
there
up
you
on YouTube, yeah. So if
Anyone
you ever
wants to
feel like
watch it.
watching it, yeah, it's up there,
Yeah.
and it's actually pretty high quality and everything. So
nice.
Yeah,
it seems really interesting.
I took last fall, I took a class on like, it's called Stories from the End of the World. And so
yeah,
it was
I'm in a
talking
similar
about,
class
like,
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was talking about like apocalyptic. So it started off with a lot of like Judeo-Christian kind of really old apocalyptic myths and like very religious stuff, and then it moved into the more contemporary. And we watched a movie pretty similar to the one you're talking about. I think it's older though, called The World, the Flesh, and the Devil. But it was this black and white movie, kind of very post-apocalyptic, like that. I don't remember it super well because I only watched it once, but I also watched Doctor Strangelove, which I had never seen before.
Okay. Yeah.
Doctor Strange, nice. Doctor Strange.
And I like didn't anticipate to like that movie as much as I did.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, the class I'm in is called Apocalypse: The End of the World, the Arts, and it's kind of similar to that too. We've read a bunch of Bible scripture and mostly like Revelation and the Book of Daniel.
Yep.
Because those are concerned most particularly with the apocalypse. But we're starting to look at more recent media, so it's actually really cool.
This is now a podcast about the Revelation of John.
Everybody turn to page 1.
No, we had to read a bunch of like really. We started to get into some like really obscure scripture and stuff like that, and it was super interesting.
Yeah.
But like, there was definitely a big breakdown between the first half. It was all about like the rapture and these like very religious, vague descriptions, and then like where it was our homework every week was to watch a movie like Annihilation or like.
Dude, honestly,
I just mentioned.
Revelation is pretty specific.
Yeah, but
it's like crazy.
But you can break down like the metaphor of it a lot.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, because essentially it's just a struggle between good. Like you can just boil it down to that, and all the
what was the
imagery and
other
stuff
one?
is just to supplement.
The other one was the Gnosticism, the Gnostic apocalypse of Peter, and it was super like dense and really hard to understand, but still super cool class. I would definitely.
Have either of you seen Koya Naskatsi?
Oh yeah,
I have not.
yeah. I watched it with Evan last year. He showed it to me after he watched it.
That is crazy.
It was crazy. It puts you in a
It's
trance, honestly.
It's a 1982 documentary. There's no words or anything. It's all imagery, and it's with this amazing score by Philip Glass. It's I'll just read this. It's for anyone who hasn't seen it. Drawing its title from the Hopi word meaning life out of balance, this renowned documentary reveals how humanity has grown apart from nature. Featuring extensive footage of landscapes and elemental forces, the film gives way to many scenes of modern civilization and technology. Makes its point solely through imagery and music, with scenes either slowed up or sped down for dramatic effect. But it's crazier than even the description makes it. Like, I don't know. It's like you were saying, Tenzin. Like, I was like in a, I don't know what word, like a depression. I was in weird
some of the
thing
shots
like after that.
Some of the shots they show combined with the music, because the music is pretty
Oh my god.
it's kind of repetitive, but in a way, not in like a boring way. It's in a way where it keeps reinforcing
It makes
the
sense.
themes. Yeah. And as you watch it with the imagery, it's like there's shots of like Grand Central Station where there's just seas of people swarming by, and it's like a time lapse shot, and it just looks like a river of people
I
flowing.
mean, I watched it in class, so just like a dark room on a fucking whatever board, and even there, I just was like you said, like in a trance. Part of it is so like purposely obvious, like saddening. I don't know, dude. It was so like, I don't know what word, like primal. I don't know. It's insane.
What's it called again?
Koyaanisqatsi.
Koyaanisqatsi. It's spelled.
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, it's. I'll just say it for anyone listening as well. It's spelled Koyaanisqasi, and it's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's for free on like YouTube or Daily Motion or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I highly recommend that. Watch it on as big of a screen and as loud as you can. But there are 2 more after that, actually, made by the same guy, I believe. I haven't seen them, to be fair, but
I haven't seen
them
either. I think one of them is, so Koyaanisqatsi is mainly focused, maybe entirely on the U.S., right?
I don't think so. I mean, you mean like in terms of like the actual content? Like, yeah,
like all the shots are
mostly
in the U.S.
Mostly filmed in.
But I think the second one investigates like for developing countries and
That's
shows
interesting,
that,
actually.
and then the third one is like about animals, I think. So
that's very interesting,
and it's really interesting because the way the movie starts is it shows a bunch of like landscapes and natural scenery, and then it starts introducing the made stuff, and there's like really interesting parallels drawn through the cinematography, aims in the music, you know, like they kind of connect the two, but also show the contrast. It's, I don't know, it's just as a whole piece, it's pretty hard to explain. It's very abstract. I would definitely it's a very unique cinematic experience, I think.
To check it out.
Yep. Speaking of movies that get into the psychosis, psychological that reigned, we have a question here from an Instagram Live.
Look at that segue.
Oh.
Instagram Live that we did, me and Ben did. It was only for like 5 minutes, but...
Yeah, I saw the notification. I tried to join.
Session Pavaluri had a question for us. We'll get 2. Let's just start with this one. Any good psychological thrillers? Psychological thrillers that we would...
Okay, psychological thrillers, there's a few that come to mind, particularly from, I don't know if you guys have heard of Darren Aronofsky.
Yep.
Are you guys familiar with his work? Yeah, he makes some really cool stuff. I think Pi is really, I believe that's his first film, and it's really interesting. It's about this mathematician who has like an obsession with finding the underlying meaning behind everything, you know? He like discovers the true name of God or something in this mathematical string. Like it slowly drives him crazy, and it's like very intense, and the whole so that one's pretty cool. It's really short too. It's like an hour 20 minutes. But that one's good. Requiem for a Horse. Did
you see Mother?
I haven't seen Mother.
Me neither, but I heard it was not that good. At least
I haven't seen Noah
like
either.
The critical.
I really like The Fountain, and that one got mixed. The Fountain is pretty weird. It's pretty abstract too, and it basically has like different plots, kinda, different parts. One set in the past, one set in the present, and one set in the future. But all 3 of them have the same actors' roles, and it's kind of implied that they're all just like the same story, different time periods. I haven't seen that one in years, so I'd have to watch it again, but I remember. And the soundtracks for his films are usually...
Did you guys hear about... Yeah. Have you guys ever seen The Joker?
Indie film.
It's an indie film by
psychological
Phillips.
Thriller.
Yeah.
If you're talking psychological thriller, I mean, for me, and it is very recent, but I'd say The Lighthouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that I'm a simp for the Lighthouse. All right,
Who
best
isn't,
film of
man?
2019.
Who isn't?
A lot
Although
of people are.
I saw it in the theater. It was crazy.
Me too.
I made the mistake of watching it for the first time with my family,
Oh, yeah. Well, that must be
which
awkward.
was uncomfortable.
Look, if your family are intolerant of people who are into lights, then I don't know what that
Lights
says
and
more
like
about your family.
Little Mermaid
Mermaids.
things.
And mermaids. So it's 2020. Grow up. I'm saying. No, but yeah, like Tenzin was saying, I also saw it in the theater. Oh my god, that's like up there with Koyaanisqatsi in its own way in terms of like immersion
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
craziness. And I went in like I saw it for the first time with Evan Lamont.
Yeah, same.
He just was home for the weekend. I was home for the. He's just like, you got to see this. I kind of want to see this movie.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. I literally didn't look at a
Yeah,
trailer.
same.
All I ever saw was one picture on like like an ad. There was a picture of Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson that said The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And
Oh, the picture where they're like looking at the camera and they look all cool
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
and that's all I ever saw. So I didn't even know it was going to be all black and white. I didn't know anything. And
Cinematography in that
in.
movie is crazy. It's like every
Yeah.
frame
It
could
is
be
insane.
like a photograph.
And I just went in and I just saw it blind. And oh my god, I got to start doing that because
Yeah.
that was in the
Yeah.
theater too with a bunch of old people who were like probably didn't know what it was going to be either.
Mhm.
So it was kind of
Right.
awkward.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it up at FSU at the campus theater. I saw it with a bunch of other, and yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I also saw it again in the theater in Gainesville with Ben Beck. And
What did he think?
what do I think of it?
What
I
did
think
he
it's-
think of it? I know.
what did he think?
of it?
He liked it. As well. I don't think I know of anybody who. Maybe there was someone. There was one person. I don't remember who. Probably not one of our close friends who was like, "Oh, black and white. It's just big deal. Whoopee, black and white." And I think that I've heard that a lot.
Well, if they
online,
said that,
too.
they're definitely not my close friend.
Yeah, I don't think it was one of our close friends, but I do see that a lot online. People are like, "Oh, what's the point of making it black and white just to be like edgy?" And like, I can definitely see that for some movies, maybe, but this movie would not be the same if it wasn't black and white. Like, it was very intentional, and it wasn't just like a fucking like cliche, type choice. It was
Right.
purposeful.
I mean,
So
because it's something, it wasn't just like a stupid, pointless choice. Like, I feel like both the aspect ratio and the black and white really
yeah,
added
the
to
aspect
it.
ratio.
Which then you hear reports that like Zack Snyder wants to make his cut of the Justice League completely black and white. And it's just like,
He's gonna make it square too,
God.
and it's gonna
Zack
be called
Snyder-
like I don't know, Watchtower.
I wouldn't be surprised if he made the whole thing slow motion. Fucking Zack
imagine a
Snyder.
completely slow-mo movie.
He would love that shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's like his
Completely slow.
yeah.
I don't know. Could that be interesting?
Well,
I
it
feel
would
like
just be a
it
bunch
would,
of
but
imagery.
not for the Justice.
Zack Snyder only really knows how to do like good imagery. A lot of the time, more so than make like a good movie overall.
Oh well, the other thing in the
Um,
Lighthouse is the sound.
Oh
Yeah.
That's like
Oh my
that's
God.
that's an entire. It's just as important as the.
yeah. No, I agree.
Man.
It's like almost every facet of that movie is just like perfect. I think it's on Amazon Prime if anyone wants to watch that. Yeah, they have a lot of A24 movies. So yeah, that's a good psychological thriller for sure. Best movie of 2019.
Apparently, Eggers said that it was originally meant to include, quote, a very juvenile shot of the lighthouse being like an penis, and then a match cut to Pattinson's actual penis.
Oh.
Although this cut was removed upon request by financiers.
Yeah.
Oh, so it
I'm
exists.
glad that
It
was
exists?
not in there.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait.
It's somewhere out there.
So
That sounds so funny, just like a
Robert
like a
Pattinson's
crossfade.
erect penis is just like in a fucking computer somewhere. Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
so
just fading
funny.
in from the lighthouse into.
Holy shit! I'm not gonna. I think that obviously that would be funny, but I think it might actually fit. Like I don't think it would have been that bad. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have been.
I
I
don't
like how
know.
Pattinson also has a quote where he says, "I was pretty conscious of how I wanted the relationship to come across. In a lot of ways, he sort of wants
obviously,
a daddy."
obviously, it would have definitely changed Ben's living room viewing experience, but
Right.
Yeah, that would have been.
Come here.
It was already bad enough.
Oh yeah.
has anyone seen Memento?
No,
I haven't yet.
actually.
It's Christopher Nolan's first movie.
Isn't it like
in
backwards or something?
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, I guess that's kind of a spoiler,
Oh.
but
You can edit that out.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually considered a spoiler or not, but
Yeah.
I feel like I
I'll just
know
keep-
absolutely nothing about the movie, but I know that.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same. I know it's about
Yeah.
isn't it like a crime investigation or something?
Basically, it's Christopher Nolan's first movie, and it's about this guy who's trying to track down this criminal who raped and murdered his wife, and he has this form of memory loss called anterograde amnesia. So he can't make new memories. So he'll like do stuff, and then after a certain amount of time, whether it be a few minutes or whatever, he'll just forget what happened. So he like has to deal with that while he's trying to do that. And part of what he does is take pictures on Polaroids and like write on them so you can remember stuff when he forgets. And it kind of ensues from there. It's pretty crazy stuff. And you know, I wasn't told going in that it was all backwards, so you kind of had to figure that out. It's not really apparent up front, but definitely recommend it. Even either way, it's great, especially for Nolan's first movie.
Yeah, speaking of which, have either of you guys seen Tenet?
I haven't. I heard the Travis Scott song though.
I think that pretty much sums it up right there.
Yeah, that's really the
Apparently
only
apparently it's mediocre and the sound editing is really bad.
Yeah, which I feel like is so many Nolan movies. Like I haven't
but
seen
apparently
either.
it's like really bad.
Yeah.
Like you can't even hear people talking. Like I don't know.
I
Yeah.
really like Nolan's older stuff, but I thought both Interstellar and didn't he also do Dunkirk?
Yeah.
I haven't
thought
seen
those
Dunkirk,
were
but
both
I've seen Interstellar.
not. They just weren't up my alley. Interstellar was okay. Dunkirk, I thought I just didn't agree.
I watched Interstellar like right when it first came out, and I
same.
don't think I was mature enough to understand it really.
Yeah,
I just thought
I
it
had
looked
a kid
cool,
on that,
except I was like, yeah, some parts of this movie are really boring, and some parts look like crazy. So it's like a pretty movie, you know. And I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah,
I didn't
haven't
see
seen it in
it.
a long time.
Yeah. I didn't see it when it came out.
Mhm.
I wasn't really interested in it. But then people are like, "Oh, Interstellar is so cool," and I'm like, "Damn, I wish I could see it." At the time, I wasn't like pirating things or whatever. So like, I remember it came on. We have like this Indian like cable box in our house that we pay for that has not only like Indian channels but like pirated like American movies that are like streamed on servers.
That's India.
So
for
like,
you.
Oh my god.
yeah, pretty much, literally.
Dude, honestly.
And we still have it. It's pretty good and recommend it if anyone wants to contact me. No, but no, but actually, like, and then I remember it came onto one of those
You can get
channels.
the FCC come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro,
Ooh,
you're
come
talking
get
about
me.
pirating like 5 times in this podcast.
Well, I'm just saying hypothetically. I wouldn't. No, but I remember it was on one of the channels right after it came out, and I'm like, okay. But it was also like partially in Hindi. So
what? Partially?
Partially, like Matthew McConaughey would talk and it would be in Hindi,
no
but then Anne Hathaway would talk and it would be her normal lines from the movie. So I don't even know. It was a terrible edit. It was again. This is like 2 weeks after it came out, so obviously you could.
No,
like some
that's
sort of
actually
weird
how the
edit.
movie is. It's half.
Well, that's what I'm.
Oh man, I watched it so long ago. I wouldn't even be surprised.
And then even then, I started watching it like halfway through, and I'm just like, I hate this. Not even that. I just hated what they were saying.
This.
I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on. Like his daughter, what? I'm like,
yeah, dude.
right.
I remember I got to the end of the movie and I absolutely didn't know what was going on. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then since then, I just haven't had the drive to watch it because it's also like a 3-hour long movie.
Yeah.
But like The Prestige, Inception, like there's some good stuff.
Yeah, that one Batman movie that he made. I heard that was pretty.
Yeah, but I think it was overshadowed by The Joker 2019.
Everything is. It's the only movie.
But yeah, psychological thrillers. Thanks for that question, Sachin. I hope you
gave us something to talk about.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, if he does, who knows? The next
Sachin, if you're listening, I just want to say hi. Well,
I hope you're doing well.
Let me know if you want to talk. Definitely.
Yep. I hope you're not still trying to steal Jay's girl or whatever you were saying on Instagram Live. I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe Ben knows, but
Jay kind of Polly.
Yeah, there's a group chat called, I think it's called Team Gia now, but it was Sachin and Jay were both saying they were going to ask Allie to prom, and they were both, or no, Sachin was. Jay was not in my dean class, and so then I mean that's pretty much what it was. And then Gia somehow got involved, and now there's a group chat that is sometimes active.
Yeah, I actually remember talking about that with my Kim and Jane class. I forgot. It's pretty funny. That actually leads into Sachin's next question. His next question is,
So it might be
Dr.
niche.
Dean. Yes, for our non-Pineview listeners, you might not get it, but
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. He's watching them.
all right.
Oh, mine's too. So while he's gone, why don't you go ahead and give physical descriptions for the non-Pineview listeners of our two
All right.
contestants?
So on one side, we have a man named Dr. Paul Dean, and we're talking about a 65-year-old white man. Okay, he's on the taller side. He's probably like 6'6", maybe. For his age, it's pretty good, and he's got long hair. He's got an earring, and he's got a nice belly. He's got a nice soft belly, but he's not like fat, you know. He's
What?
just
Who?
he's just a 65-year-old
We're talking about Dr.
white man.
Oh, Dr. Dean?
Yeah,
Actually, he's not
So-
fat. He's big all around.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say he's kind of a
Like
unit.
a self-described polar bear.
Yeah.
So he once said that. Basically, the question is Dr. Dean versus Mr. Mattia, who wins? And I'm giving just descriptions of the people.
But, you know, you got Mr. Mattia.
It
You got
depends
Mr.
on what
Mattia.
grounds you're comparing them.
Listen. Mr. Mattia, he's shorter. He's got a little more of a punch. However, he does come from New Jersey,
Right.
which
Ooh.
means he's probably been in a few fights in his time. I'm sure.
Exactly.
So it's a tough one for sure. What do you guys think?
Just
Dean
to,
versus
this is a tangent, but just to qualify the New Jersey argument, I have a friend from school who is from New Jersey, and like the day before he was supposed to come, he got jumped basically by a kid that went to Columbia, and he had a concussion for like a month and a half. He's from
Jesus,
New Jersey.
Man, they don't mess around.
Literally, fuck New Jersey. I lived there for a little bit. Like,
Really?
I'm not
Dude,
afraid.
isn't most of it like a swamp?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know
Yeah,
why
I feel like
anyone
we
would live
can't really
there.
complain about that being from Florida.
That's true. That is true. At least I don't know, better beaches. Parks.
We got beaches.
We got the springs. Those are pretty unbig.
We got beaches. We got Publix. I mean, Georgia has Publix too, I guess. Whatever.
All places
Um,
Publix.
Do they? I thought it was
Yeah.
more a southern thing.
No, Publix is very much a southern thing. Like it's mostly Florida, a little bit into Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, but like pretty much anywhere else there's no Publix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina.
Yeah.
But Florida definitely has the most by far.
Yeah, true.
The farther you get from
we got
Florida, the
831 of them.
Jesus.
Total, there's 1,270.
Well, there you go.
Georgia has 109.
Why are we talking about Publix?
I don't
I
know.
feel like-
Uh,
Oh, because Mr. Matias from New
Matias
Jersey.
from New Jersey.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
No, but fuck New Jersey.
You've also
New
got
Jersey's
to
a
add the
dirty
important
place.
fact. Wasn't Mr. Mattia on The Apprentice?
Was he?
Yes, he was.
He showed
Oh
us
my
a
gosh,
video
I
of
don't
him
think I
on
heard
The
about
Tenzin,
Apprentice.
you were in his class.
No, I know I was in his class. I wasn't in your period, though.
No, it was in every period. He talked about this and showed a
Really?
clip.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
probably asleep.
Yeah, because he used to
I-
work at M&M, and they did an episode.
Yeah,
where
I
he-
had that class first period. You can ask me. Rough.
Wait, you were in my class? I'm trying to remember. Like, I just don't remember much of that class.
Yes, Ben, I was.
Wow.
So then, I mean, I guess he must have talked about The Apprentice while I was there.
Oh, yeah.
Look.
He would never let me. He'd always put me with, like, very specific groups of people.
Yeah, me, Manny, and Quinn just chilled in the
well,
back.
okay. Here's a
And
P1
he
is
always put me
infamous.
with, like, tables of random people.
Mhm.
Sorry.
P1 was definitely an infamous period that he told us about, aside from our period,
Okay.
P3. But
Which is the one
one
with
thing I
Julian
remember,
and Darian.
that's us.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I remember
the
he
one
was-
period that I always remember was P1, mostly because get like a 7 on his test. And yeah,
I mean, I didn't do much better.
at least you didn't get a single digit.
Yeah, true. Single digits is impressive.
Single digits hard.
Seriously, like, I don't think you could do that poorly if you just guessed.
How do
What
you
a
do
class.
this? Wow.
He got his
I remember
name
Quinn-
wrong. But yeah, Mr. Mattia versus Dr. Dean. How does it go down?
In a fight
Wow.
or, like, as a
In a
person?
Fight.
Oh.
In a fight.
Oh, I thought you were... Okay. Yeah, that makes much more sense. I thought you were trying to compare.
Why would I be describing their body types if I was?
I don't know, because that's one factor. That's one way to compare them. Like, maybe not as important as some other ones, but I mean, let's see.
No, we're actually comparing who's more attractive.
Oh my god.
And they're so equal.
I disagree.
Like, Dean has reach, but like I feel like Mattia's got experience, and he's a little like closer to the ground, might be harder to knock down. He's got kind of that like bulldog energy to him.
That's what I'm saying. I think that
Dr. Dean has
definitely.
Dr. Dean has like a Navy blockade to him. Like, I don't think he could push him over at all.
I think that Dean could like deck Mattia. You know what I'm saying? But I think what Ben's saying is also true. I think Mattia would come back and just like fucking jab him a bunch of times because he's like quicker.
I think he's scrappy.
He's scrappy.
He's scrappy,
Afterwards.
exactly.
I would pay to see that.
I would pay to see it as long as there's paramedics on site.
Yeah, for sure.
Because someone could get very hurt.
Who do you think is more likely to just start playing dirty?
Definitely Mr. Mattia.
Mattia, 100%.
I think too.
Dr. Dean's too honorable for that.
Mattia like pulls out like a cross bar.
Or
like
a block for some reason.
No, like a knife or something. I don't know.
See, Dean's
Yeah, like
into
a
that
crowbar.
like, Shakespearean honor.
Right.
Yeah. And I could see Mr. Mattia fighting with like they're in a bar.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
What are the odds Mr. Mattia's been in a bar fight?
Oh.
1-to-1.
Easily.
It's impossible that he hasn't.
It's literally Oh, he's like, I bet if you ask him, he's like, yeah, yep, I met my second wife at a bar fight.
Yeah.
I always liked his.
I think if I
his
had
wife
another
joke.
year to take Stat 2, he would probably tell us about
You could ask and talk to her in 6 months, but ask her dad about a bar fight.
Dude, that unironically seems like the kind of thing he'd tell his students, but not his own kids.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There was a ton of that. Dude, Lou was in our class.
Exactly.
And he would say stuff, and she'd be like, why are you saying that? Like, you never told me that. It's just like about her or something. Like,
yeah,
it was so
Dude,
funny.
He would constantly talk about, he would like compare them in our class.
Yeah. Oh, yes, 100%.
And he like switched off between which one he liked and which one he didn't, and it was so funny. I think it would have been funnier if he stuck to it, though.
Funny story to finish this off. I guess our final answer would be, what's our final answer?
I don't know.
I think if you're talking about a hypothetical scenario, let's say that there is they're on the basketball court. Let's just say for size references of the match.
What if Dr. Dean's just really good at archery or something? Like he just has some hidden talent.
I think we're just talking fist fight here. I don't think
we're just talking a fist fight.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's an
weapons not considered,
dude. If you can bring weapons to it.
All right, I'm gonna say no weapons.
Okay.
Mattia, weapons definitely Dean.
Yeah,
I think that Dean would like show up with a shotgun or something and just.
Dr. Dean was probably a sniper and a mate.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's our final answer. Funny story to finish this section of in Mattia. I think we all have fun Mattia stories. Victoria Mochnacki. I don't know if I have to bleep this or not. It's not necessarily something bad, but like, first of all, I don't know if any of you are friends with Martin, but Martin would always be asleep in Mattia.
Martin.
Be asleep in Mattia, take like 40-minute naps in his class, and
I think he did
Victoria Mochnacki. Yeah, go ahead.
I think he did that in my class, which is an absolute death
sure he did that in most classes.
Dude, if you fall asleep in Dr. class, she will roast you in front of the class and laugh at you. Like sometimes like I don't know, smack you. Also, if like any of your underwear is visible, like if your pants are hanging down,
wait.
She will publicly humiliate you.
So she smacked kids?
Oh well, Miss did that once when I fell asleep in her class, and I'm like, you can't even blame me, man. It's Miss class. It's like nap time. Disclaimer though, Miss very sweet lady, and she's very nice, and
I had her too.
She's got a tough job, and I don't blame her. But it's just by the time I got to that period, I was usually just tired, and chemistry bores me. Well, the kind of chemistry I don't know.
I mean, so what happened in Mattia was Victoria did this thing. I don't know if you remember this trend or what it was, but like where people would take a picture of themselves jumping in midair, like in front of a mirror.
That's not a trend.
So
that's something old as time itself.
Yeah, all right,
Since the first photo.
So Victoria went into the bathroom and did that before class started. And it wasn't that loud.
I feel like it's usually like a group thing.
I don't know, dude.
Like if you're taking a group picture, everyone kind of jumps at the same time.
She put it on her story or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And she came back out. Class started. Martin opens the snap. He sees it. He's like, that's pretty funny. He goes into the bathroom. He goes into the bathroom. Matthias starts class. He's just like, doing his Mattia monologue at the beginning.
Right.
And it's just this lull in the conversation where it's just quiet and Mattia's just doing something, like pulling up a PowerPoint or something like that. And you just hear the loudest like thump, like like the loudest, like it shook the entire portable, like everything just shook.
Wow.
He's like, "What's Martin doing in there?" It's just like, I don't know. It's so funny. Martin comes out like a minute later. Everyone's just staring at him. Mattia just roasting him.
That's so good.
Did he send the picture to Victoria?
I don't even think I have the picture. I don't even think he ended up sending it to me.
Oh, that's so sad. That's like a piece of history.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, dude, I could do a whole fucking 2 hours of Mattia stories. So many funny things happen in that class. But we'll move on. How do you guys feel about newer movies? Have you guys seen any of the new movies to come out on Netflix or anything like that?
I don't have
come out?
Netflix. I jump around to will let me use, so I definitely should get it.
I mean,
seems like a pretty good deal.
I don't know, Ben, you see Hubie Halloween or anything, or?
No, sadly, I haven't been able to find the time for Hubie Halloween. I've just been watching a lot of. Have you guys seen I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson?
No.
If you get the chance, check it out on Netflix. It's like very niche humor, but I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Did you hear about this new Mel Gibson movie, Fat Man?
Oh God.
Fat Man? Like the atomic bomb?
No, it's about. Okay, do you want me to spoil it for you, or would you guys like to watch the trailer at your time?
If it's just spoiling the trailer, then just
I don't care if you spoil the trailer. Also, I really don't care if you spoil the movie. I don't think I'm...
Okay, well, so the trailer starts out, right? And it's just like this classic like shtick that always gets made fun of, I think, where there's like an old retired agent and they're like, "We need you to come back."
Oh,
we
yeah.
need you to...
Dude, like
that kind of deal.
Yeah.
The old trope.
Yeah, that old trope, right?
Dude, you ever heard of the spy next door?
Yeah, that's a classic.
Absolutely. That's what I think of when I hear that.
Yeah, no. So the trailer starts like that. It's like the first minute and a half. It's just that. There's these little hints here and there, like the place where he lives snows, and he has a certain animal in his barn. And okay, I'll keep going. And then it cuts to this kid in his room, and it's Christmas, and he gets coal in his stocking.
Imagine unironically getting coal for Christmas. That's
yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. And then he's like, "Fuck you, fat man," right? Mm-hmm. And then it cuts. And...
It sounds like the beginning of a Insane Clown Posse Christmas album.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
I've been watching way too many rap critic videos.
Yeah, and then he's like, the kid goes to some sort of unnamed like government agency or some sort of hitman agent, and he's like, "I want you to kill this guy," and they're like, "Who?" And it's Santa Claus, and it turns out Mel Gibson is Santa Claus, and the whole movie is about just hitmen taking on Santa Claus, who's forced into, literally, I'm reading this, forced into a partnership with the U.S. military.
That's so good.
Kris Kringle gets locked into a deadly battle of wits against a highly skilled assassin hired by a precocious 12-year-old after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. And that's the whole movie. It's rated R2.
Well, wait, is he directing this as well, or is he just starring in it?
He's just starring in it. It already came out somehow. November 13th it came out. It has a 40% Rotten Tomatoes.
Alright, here's the song I was looking for. It's called Santa's a Fat Bitch. It's by Insane Clown Posse. You guys know who Insane Clown Posse are, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Like, juggalos.
Yeah.
They wear, like, the black and white makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the song talks about how, like, all they got for Christmas was a chunk of dog shit, so they want to kill Santa. It's basically the same thing. I feel like they ripped off this song.
Okay, but you know what I do find, like, absolutely insane? Like, definitely steering away, but the fact that today they dropped a trailer for a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl on Netflix.
No way! Dude, I gotta keep up to date on this stuff, man.
But, like...
Yeah, I saw that. It looks weird.
Bro, I, like, forgot that movie existed. I used to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, same.
And I'm not really sure who it's for now.
I think it's still for kids.
Yeah, but like, why use that IP then? Because
Well,
like,
it's not direct. It's not all about like them.
right, but
They're
like,
just part
why
of it.
even bother doing that? I don't know.
To get people like us to watch it, people our age to watch. It's
Robert
on Netflix
Rodriguez
or
is a
whatever.
weird guy.
Yeah,
Man, Spy Kids.
like kids.
Classic.
You guys have seen that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do an
That
episode.
silly
on the,
tuneless
Spy
song they sing, reverse it. It's a cry for help. It's Madman, help us, save us! It's Madman, help us, save us!
Oh man. Yeah. I
You
mean,
know
you
that-
know the. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that brings us full circle to talking about parodies of spy movies.
True.
True.
But is Spy Kids a parody, or is it an evolution?
This parody. Not even gonna entertain that one. Just kidding. I'm not a Spy Kids hater. It's fine.
I haven't seen the fourth one, and I never want to.
Either. Yeah.
I remember
Speaking of,
the third one was hilarious.
not to steer away from the spy thing, but speaking of IPs that are making a comeback from our childhood, Shrek 5 is supposedly still coming out
Oh.
soon. Basically, if you don't know, Universal bought DreamWorks. So now Illumination, the people who made Minions, are going to be doing a soft reboot of Shrek.
Well, if they're doing it, it must be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Supposedly the... Yeah, go ahead.
If it weren't Illumination, I'd be like kind of excited for it, but instead I just think it's terrible.
I think the only thing I'm scared of is obviously like the plot, because they said they're bringing back the same voice actors.
Okay.
So I'm confused as to what they're gonna do and what makes it a soft reboot, and also the animation.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be weird. If you check the picture, I sent a picture to Skip to see it, but it's just like a mock-up of what it would look like. But
Oh god.
Are Minions gonna be in it?
see, that's the thing. I don't know. Like, who knows what kind of weird shit they'll pull? Plus, like, okay, so we were talking about this the other day, and I had a perfect idea. Okay, for a Shrek 5 soft reboot, Illumination / Universal. Feel free to pick this up. Just credit me. Okay, hear me out. Okay, Shrek 5. Fiona has left Shrek.
Oof.
Okay, his kids hate him. All right. His kids hate him. They go to live with Fiona. Fiona wants a divorce. And also, on that same token, Dragon has left Donkey. All right. So, just like that, you finally get Shrek and Donkey back together alone to go on an adventure, right? And throughout that adventure, they'll pick up all these different qualities that make them realize how flawed they've become in their more matured age. And they'll learn the importance of family and shit. And there you go. That's my setup for Shrek 5.
It's like Grown-Ups.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
Or
That's what I think the beginning could be like.
You could reboot it by having them like sign a deal with Rumpelstiltskin.
Isn't he like dead or something?
No, I was
I
just
don't remember.
describe the
You can come back to life, man. It's Shrek.
Because I honestly, I will die on this hill. Shrek Forever After is underrated.
I don't know. I don't know anymore, dude. I used to not like it, like really not like it, but now that I'm like thinking about it again, especially since I've talked to Justin about it, like I don't know, dude. I think
Does Justin
3 and 4
like it?
deserve not as much as the others, but I don't think he hates it like a lot of people do. But he did preach about the underratedness of Shrek 3, which I probably agree with, and I want to rewatch 3 and 4.
I think 4 is better than 3.
Probably.
We're also still full circle talking about Mike Myers.
Yeah.
And the fact that Fat Bastard's voice is just Shrek's voice.
First things first, where's your shitter? I got a turtle head poking out.
Tenzin, do you get the joke?
No.
Remember
I haven't.
the movie?
I don't know if I saw the same Austin Powers as you guys. The one I watched seemed a lot more serious. I don't know. You guys keep talking about all these jokes. I just didn't get them.
Imagine if they had like a mix. It's like Skyfall, but also Austin Powers characters are in it. That could be pretty funny.
Kind of hype. I actually, I watched this video. Do you guys know on YouTube Patrick H. Willem?
No.
He did a YouTube video recently, basically, like I think it was like even last week, where he was describing how Austin Powers like predicted the tropes of Hollywood before it happened. It's actually it's like a half hour long, but I think it's pretty interesting. If you guys get to check it out.
I feel like Hollywood's always had tropes.
Yeah, but like
how the modern ones,
like the future and like nostalgia bait.
Oh yeah, right.
because that is so much of movies right now.
I mean, dude, it's so easy.
That it
You don't
is.
have to be creative anymore.
Yep. Especially in I mean,
Speaking of which, the remake by Zodiac Studio
Ooh, new project?
investigates similar themes. It's an old project.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Oh, you
yeah,
remake the original.
remake the remake. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. Like, okay, so it's been a while since I've done anything Zodiac Studios, and I kind of want to.
Right.
Like, our Facebook page has been inactive years, and I just randomly made a post on there that says Zodiac Pictures will return soon or something like that, or
Yeah.
stay tuned for new content, and like a bunch of people started liking it, so I don't know what to do now.
And I've watched the Borat.
didn't you
episode.
say this
I know
last episode, and then it turned out like only one person liked it?
it was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So why would you say it again?
Hey, I'm just trying to self promote here, okay? It's what we gotta do. Can't really blame me.
You knew that we knew we were lying.
Look, I gotta do this every episode. Every time I'm on the podcast, I have to tell this story, okay? Just bear with me. Yeah. Right. And you know what?
The promotion.
Yeah. To show that I have integrity, I'll even admit it at the end. Every time. From now on.
But if I hadn't called you out on it, would we have just talked about it and been like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty cool."
You know, no one knows.
Ben, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Tenzin, like, were you just gonna tell the story again? Did you know you'd already told it?
No, I actually forgot.
Did you know it wasn't true?
No, I seriously just completely forgot again. And
No,
then
but
you
how
guys
did you?
reminded me. It was just me.
No, but how did you come up with a detail that a bunch of people liked it when you were the only one
Because
who
I thought
liked
a bunch
it?
of people liked it. Dude, oh, okay. I think I'm confused because a bunch of people have started following the page recently. Yeah, let me see.
Tenzin, I'm looking at the page right now, and you're the only person following the page.
What? That's not true. I'm the only person you're friends with who's following the page. Here, look, I'll read you a list of people who liked the page within the last month.
Tenzin, I just opened Facebook and you're the only person on Facebook. This is really weird.
Angelia Hicks, Noam de Castro Payong, Lorena Bince Dico, Erica Lopez, Terry Polinar, Paola Andrea Ruiz, Chenille Justice, Sheena Haynes, Claire Colita, Rahola Sabang Cuba Kungan, Rodamy de la Cruz Castro, Camilla Freeman, Bob Romans, JING, you know, it goes on. We're pretty popular amongst the Facebook bot crowd. Hey, Nabil, wasn't there a story you were telling me about before the podcast started?
Yeah, actually there was. You know, probably gonna have to bleep it. It's a little embarrassing, I guess more so for me.
That means I want to hear it.
Because I kind of shot my shot, as the kids say. But basically, I swiped up on Snapchat story, and I'll probably bleep that out. But yeah, her Snapchat story, and
Did she watch this podcast?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I said it was basically a thirst snap of her like working out, and I swiped up and I was like, yeah, no, I was working out today too. It's so hot outside. It's 9414, and it was my phone number degrees.
That's so joke. Funny.
And
what'd you say?
She was like, LMAO, Nabil, you're so funny.
Oh man. You poor soul.
And to keep the joke going, I was like, thanks, for real though, how hot was it? Or something. I said something, you know, just to follow it up.
That doesn't sound like a joke, man.
And she said, I work out inside, so it's pretty cool, smiley face. And that was that, right? And I thought it was a pretty epic joke. I didn't think I had a chance. I just thought it was funny, right? And then she posted another snap like a month or two later, more recent. And I swiped up, and I did the same joke. I was like, except it was about Corona this time. And I was just like, something like, you know, you got to be careful. It's really bad out here in Florida. I heard that we had 941, my phone number, cases in Florida since March.
Wow.
And she just sent a smiley face, and then I sent a winky face. And
is that it?
That was it.
Oh, that's so sad, dude. I was waiting for it to pay off.
No, that's the whole story.
Well, that's just depressing.
Yeah, kind of a downer, to be honest.
Do you think that I had a good approach though? I mean,
Yeah, no, that was solid, dude.
I mean, A for effort, man.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, why not? At worst, it's a good joke.
Nabil, unironically, anytime she ever posts anything that you could make that joke with, you have to continue doing it. Do it to
Yeah,
the point where she gets annoyed. Like, just keep.
I think she's already pretty.
It doesn't matter, dude. Run that joke into the ground. It's not like you were gonna get anything out of it anyway, right?
Yeah. To all the female listeners out there, the silent majority, please hit me up. Slide up on @Filmatic Podcast. Let's talk about movies.
Probably only concerned parents that I can.
Yeah, freaking Karen's gonna swipe up and tell me to go back to my country.
Wow.
No, but yeah, that was my story, Ben. That was the story.
Nabil, you should start a political podcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be so much fun.
We could get I don't know, who are some funny political pundits? Josh Perna,
Michael Waite.
Michael Waite. Yeah,
I'm Michael Waite. I'm Michael Waite. You guys remember that?
No, I
I
don't.
don't.
It was funny though because it was loud.
Yeah, well, because what happened that year was they made class officers film themselves doing their speech instead of letting Prague do it.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
yeah,
we also had to. Yeah, so his video is just really shitty.
It's like ear rape quality.
Potato quality, really loud, and it's just, "Oh, I'm Michael Waite," like at the beginning, and we were like editing it in prod because that was our thing to do, and we like bass boosted it and turned it all the way up.
Oh, I thought that's originally how it was.
No. It was still pretty bad in the beginning, but we made it. But,
I forgot he ran for class office.
Dude, he won, right?
No. Wait, did he?
Yeah, he did. He won treasurer the first year. He lost re-election.
Dang.
His initial campaign was pretty... Well, yeah, because he lost the Nog vote, and that's what really pushed him over the edge. Because a bunch of us thought it would be funny to not vote for Michael.
Oh my god.
And then eventually none of us voted for Michael, and then he lost, and I just felt bad. But then again, he did get his chance, and Zoe seemed like she more seriously. I don't know. Class officers. I'm also glad that senior year I got to be in all the meetings, our unofficial Trunk Bear ambassador, but I didn't have to go to any of the officer meetings, which was like a win now.
Yeah. All right, Ben, anything pressing that you want to talk about?
I have something pressing I need to talk about.
Go for
Trunk Bear is in trouble, and he needs help. He's being held hostage at an undisclosed location. I don't want to name names because it could lead to some controversy. But, free Trunk Bear. That's all I'm going to say. Free Trunk.
What happened?
Dang.
I'll tell you after the guest.
Can you fill listeners in on the Trunk Bear timeline?
Trunk Bear timeline. Well, oh man, dude, here's the thing. I could totally give you the full Trunk Bear timeline, but I'm afraid that it might offend people who are involved. I want their.
Okay, you can do it off podcast.
Yeah, I can tell you.
So basically,
I just don't want to broadcast out there for everyone.
So basically, Trunk Bear's kind of in a Tony Stark situation. He's been kidnapped and is
right.
Now
Yeah,
hostage.
he's in a cave somewhere.
And he's going to.
They're forcing him to develop weapons for terrorists.
Right, and he's going to build himself like a Trunk Bear suit.
Yeah, he's going to become Iron Bear next.
Right. Good.
And then eventually he's going to sacrifice.
Spoiler alert.
I'm just talking about Trunk Bear, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, I don't think I've ever asked Ben. Yeah. One last thing before we wrap up. What do you think of Avengers Endgame?
Ooh, didn't I see it with you?
We did see it. Yeah, it was like my third time. I saw it once.
That's right.
Randomly, but yeah, I did see it with you. We're college.
No, it's especially weird now that there's been such like a long break after it because of COVID. Even though I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's no like masterclass, but I think it really did its job, and I personally really enjoyed it. I think it would be weird. I don't think it stands on its own necessarily as a movie that well without the context of everything else. But I think that's kind of the point. So
yeah.
I think they did a great job with it. I enjoyed it. But I think it would be weird to see kind of where everything goes now that it's over.
Yeah. I just I think I've talked about this on the podcast, but
can we get Nathan Taroff on here to talk about Star Wars or something? I'm not even joking.
I
think he could be good.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't talked to Nathan in so long. I miss that guy.
Yeah, Nathan. I love Nathan. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it now, but I agree. I don't know if it necessarily in terms of the future, like where superhero movies are going,
Right.
how it's affected that. I don't even.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I think it was good that they were able to wrap it up as successfully as they did when they did.
Mhm.
Because I think then, regardless of if we end up just getting like blasted to death with superhero, specifically Marvel movies until the day we die, and everyone gets super stupid,
Coronavirus, man.
at least there was like a solid chunk there with like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Dude,
And I
if
think,
Marvel just keeps churning out movies forever with no like progression, that would be pretty lame. I don't think people would allow that to happen. People are gonna get bored eventually.
I don't know. I used to think that the market wouldn't allow it, and they would end just like every other trend. Just like westerns, just like whatever. But I don't know anymore with the way that media works now and Disney Plus and all this crap. People are still buying it up. I just can't see it ending, or at least not ending at the same rate that other trends have
right,
in our world today.
Well, the other thing is, I feel like other trends, like westerns and stuff, they weren't as like monopolistic, you know.
Yeah,
right.
Like Marvel's got that market cornered basically, and
yeah,
whatever they do, they reap the rewards and they set the trends for themselves basically.
Well, and I think that they also like at the end of the day, I think that it's a lot more broad of a genre. Like a western, and I think there's also then the fact that sure westerns aren't as popular as they used to be, but they're
Well, it's like,
so
what do you define
heavily
as a western?
right. But
Because
like even
I've
if you want
heard
to
many
talk
people
Disney
describe
Plus,
Breaking Bad as a western.
right, and if you want to talk Disney Plus, something like The Mandalorian,
Right? Yeah.
like it's still being heavily referenced, and I mean like Tarantino is making westerns that people are going and seeing in like large
Oh yeah.
masses.
Hateful Eight.
And so I don't think a genre ever really fully dies, but I do think that there's at some point got to be some kind of shift, whether it's that superhero movies just evolve and change with the times, or that they just fully like die. But I don't think we can keep going at the same rate we have forever.
yeah. I mean, like I think, especially Ben, I'm sure can relate to this because we've seen so many together. Like it was almost like towards the end there, like kind of like a task to go see the next one.
Yeah, it
Like
Oh
you
absolutely.
have to
really?
see Ant-Man, you have to see Black Panther, you have to see each one. I'm not saying that made it like, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy going to see it with my friends like for the experience, but it still kind of felt, it just
Yeah, I
felt like
remember when
it
there
was
was like
ingrained into our lifestyle.
there used to be like one Marvel movie,
Yeah, and now it's
and
up to
then
like three.
yeah, and then they just started churning them out.
um,
Yeah,
But right, but and I wonder if now that because that's mostly for those Marvel movies, and I wonder if now that Endgame and like that kind of whole arc is over, whether that kind of obligation will die down. Because I haven't seen that happening for really any other like franchise, except maybe something like Star Wars, but that's not really superhero.
I
Um,
don't know, dude. Like I think 2 years, give it 2 years for movies to come back and COVID scenes and stuff.
yeah.
Movie theaters will be back in a full force, maybe better than ever, given that people will feel safer and they've missed it for so long.
Yeah, that's true. I,
Marvel can go, yeah,
I feel like the main thing I've seen is like everyone's all like, "Oh, this is the future of movies, or this is the future of concerts," and I think people are underestimating how much everyone misses things, and how
yeah, I
much a lot of
agree.
people want them.
See, I I kind of feel the opposite. Like, not
Really?
saying that I don't miss them, but I do wonder if I mean if your estimate of like 2 years is true. I do wonder if more people are signing up for these streaming services now, and like film studios are being forced to become more and more comfortable with digital and streaming releases of movies. Like you look at Wonder Woman 84 on HBO Max, that's a huge deal, and sure Mulan on Disney Plus, but I think that was kind of a failed experiment. And I wonder if that could also affect the superhero genre because superhero movies tend to be kind of those big blockbusters, and
Yeah.
I wonder if
Well,
it becomes more streaming focused and probably budget changes and things like that. I mean, that's got to affect the genre.
I feel like for me at
Yeah,
least, though, seeing a movie on a streaming service is no substitute to seeing it. It's just a
yeah.
different
I
Yeah,
mean, that's just
experience.
us though.
Really?
but I think
You don't think most people feel?
I think a lot of people do. I think that we are kind of, I'm including myself, like for lack of a better term, like we kind of like in a bubble as to how we perceive how other people.
Hmm.
Like I know I always use that sort of thing, and this is so and so, and that's
Yeah, that's
whatever.
true.
Like, but like, and then
I mean,
you
I'm
go
over
out
here
and
listening to records with my tube amp and my
yeah,
German headphones.
and then even if you just not
Most
even
people
go out, if
listen
you
on
look
their
at the
phone.
yeah, but I'm saying then you just look at these numbers and you see how many people bought Disney Plus.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
see how many people bought each service, and you see how many people watched Mulan. Even though it's definitely more of a failed experiment compared to movies, it made a lot of money.
Right.
It made probably more money than I think it would have got opening weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Tenet flopped.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think that
unfortunate.
just goes to show that a lot of people probably don't think the same way.
Maybe it's specific movies then. I feel like there's some that
I think so. I don't think
are more
Avengers
impactful.
Endgame would be the same thing service.
Yeah, like
Right.
Avengers
Well-
Endgame was just an experience to see, and you felt like you
Yeah.
and the whole group of people watching it were sharing it.
But I wonder if, because like I know at least for my family,
Mhm.
like I'd go and see movies with friends all the time, but like it would take some of those like really big movies for my family to actually like leave the house and not just watch it on the streaming service.
Okay.
And so I think
Yeah.
the option were there.
That's
And I just don't think theaters can survive if it's only like end games or like a new Star Wars movie that's going to
Mhm.
pull people in. I just don't think that there's enough of a
Yeah, I agree. It has
revenue
to be
source
everything.
there.
I mean, like even something like Knives Out, which came out in November, like a year ago now.
Right.
I remember seeing that with my family. I don't know if I necessarily would have saw that with friends per
Right.
se. But I know what you mean. I agree that it has to be everything to be one thing for them to come back.
Maybe
in
theaters
full
will
force.
function less as like debuting new movies, and maybe they'll just.
That's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid that because there's a group of people like us who want it back so badly, and the group that is content, I think that it might come back, but it might not come back the same way. Like it could come back, and movies come out a month later than streaming to the movie theater, and it's like a niche experience more or less.
Well, and I wonder if stuff like we have Cinebistro and stuff like that.
True.
I wonder
I've
if
never
those
been there
more
actually.
expensive high-end experiences will start to become more and more commonplace because, like, okay, if you're going out for a meal and it's like a big event, then
Yeah.
it's probably
Yeah, I
more
didn't think
likely
about
to
that.
get
That's
people out.
exactly what happened to the Swiss watch industry in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When cheap quartz movements started to come out from Japan, mechanical watches basically were rendered obsolete because the quartz movements were much cheaper to produce, less mechanically complicated, and they kept time better than any mechanical could.
Mm-hmm.
So, like overnight, all their technology that they'd been developing slowly over hundreds of years went obsolete. So instead, what the market did was they moved up market, the Swiss watchmaker, and instead focused less on the accuracy of the timekeeping and more on the craftsmanship and keeping alive like a tradition. You know what I'm saying? But as a result, all the Swiss watches became more expensive and they became more luxury items than like a tool. So yeah, that might be something that happens with theaters as well.
Yeah, I definitely see what Ben's saying. Like, if people, the market becomes people who are, if something is low end for them or mediocre, and they can just watch it at home, they'll watch it at home. But if it's an event, they'll go out to the luxury, get a meal with it, get those reclining chairs, and get to watch the movie. And then the middleman or whatever you want to call it of theater, the normal people theaters might phase out, or get safe, just suffer. So we'll see, I guess. Or they'll adapt. Or Regal will become a luxury thing, and AMC will become a luxury thing, and they'll adapt. So we'll see. I don't know.
You imagine flexing on people by going to the theater.
Yeah.
Like rappers gonna be talking about it. Yeah, I just went and watched a movie at the theater. I don't know.
Yo, I pull up in my Lambo, and then I go to the theater.
Then I get
and
home
then
I get my baby mama and I beat her.
Okay.
All right.
Censor.
That's more like a Lil Wayne
Censor.
verse. It's like a Lil Wayne verse.
All right. We've had a great discussion about
I had
movies.
a good time.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thanks everybody for joining us for this non-episode once again. We'll be happy to welcome you guys back to the Austin Powers episode once it happens.
Yeah, maybe I could even watch one.
Yeah, why don't you watch them this week so you'll be prepared for when we do it. Yeah. And Ben, this is really works out because Ben, you were the winner of the latest giveaway.
Oh yeah.
So congratulations. You are now the proud owner of a signed Blu-ray copy of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And it also includes a value of up to $10 of Hollywood movie money towards 3 upcoming movies, Night and Day, Predators, and The A-Team. And this offer will expire August 31st, 2010.
Oh, just in time. Perfect.
So I hope you enjoy this. I'll figure out how to send this to you later or give it to you. We'll see.
I'm really excited for A-Team.
Thanks. And we'll keep the giveaway going. Maybe a little special Thanksgiving one. We'll see what it'll be. But to enter this giveaway, you have to go to the latest Instagram post regarding this episode and comment. Comment what? Someone give me something.
Haven't seen Austin Power.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You have to comment, haven't seen Austin Power. Not Powers. Power.
Power,
Okay.
yes.
So haven't seen Austin Power is the key word.
If you say Powers, you won't be entered in the giveaway. So
if you say Powers, we'll see. Probably not. But yeah. So comment that on the Instagram post.
Alternatively, you could comment, "I work out indoors,"
or just a smiley face,
or just your phone number.
Fine. If you comment.
But how about this? Nabil will give it to you if you comment your phone number, but only if you're a girl.
There you go. That's it. So
there you go. If you're a girl, you can enter your phone number. If you're a dude,
if you're a guy,
I haven't seen Austin Power.
There you go. Those are the rules.
Just one more thing, Nabil. Actually, whenever we figure out how to get me my copy of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I hadn't even heard of until I just Googled it.
Damn.
I should also try to give you The Last of Us 2, because it'd be interesting to do a short podcast discussion about that.
Oh, well, gaming podcast. Okay.
Podcast. Game-matic.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Nope, that's staying in. It just sounds like. Oh my god! All right, that's going into Filmatic Universe canon right there. But yeah, thanks, Ben. I'll be sure to.
Yo, what's your favorite FPU Filmatic Podcast Universe? What's your favorite FPU podcast?
All right. Thanks,
Comment
everybody.
below. Right.
Oh wait, this is also your
guys.
chance. I almost forgot. You guys have a chance to plug any projects or anything you're working on. Tenzin, I know you said your Facebook,
Right, of course. You guys can be the first person to like my new post.
What are you talking about? Didn't a bunch of people like your post?
I know, I thought a bunch of people did, but I went back. I guess I was wrong. Also, if you guys want, I can play a little snippet I have on my phone. Idea for each album.
I mean, we can play it as the outro. You can just send it.
That would be good. That would be really good. Okay.
So people will hear that in a moment. Yep. Ben, real quick, anything you want to plug?
I guess just my Instagram at ben.hartvig.
Do you want to plug Heel Click Guy or?
No, I only post that about once a year.
All right,
I've already done my annual post, so.
Okay, that's fair. Did you see my comment? I was like Hoof Click Guy because of the horse.
I haven't even. Oh wait, you're talking on my main post.
Maybe yes, on your main post.
Yeah.
No one liked my comment.
Hey, I thought I did.
All right. Anyway, yeah. Follow at Ben Hartvig at Tenzin Smith probably.
Ten.zin.s.
There you go. Follow at Nabil Sharif.
Your comment.
And follow at Filmatic Podcast. This has been Nabil Sharif, Ben Hartvigsen,
and me.
And Tenzin Smith.
Yep.
No, we don't have a Twitter yet. Maybe we should get a Twitter. Yeah, I'll be happy to see you guys on the very special forthcoming holiday podcast. Hopefully it arrives before Thanksgiving. And I think you guys are going to be excited. And if not, we'll see you at the Austin Powers podcast.
Austin Power podcast.
Sorry, Austin Power podcast. Thank you guys very much. Everyone say bye.
Bye, guys.
This is Haven't Seen Austin Powers signing out.
Austin Power.
I said Austin.
And as we fade away, you're now.